Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the Foundry. I'm Jonathan here with Slykiko, and today we're reviewing another episode of Andor Season 2, Episode 6. What a festive evening. How you doing today, my man?
I'm so excited, man. I'm looking forward to this episode. This one pops off like crazy.
It's that third in the trifecta. It's that triple one, baby. It's good shit. It's a banging episode. It's probably, I think, my favorite episode so far of the season that we've reviewed.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
So we start off pretty much like right off of the pretty much going off of the last episode of Cassian investigating Gorman to see if they're actually like decent, if they're worth investing any effort or time into, like for the rebellion and whatnot. And we talked about Gorman before, about like how kind of artsy and they're privileged and posh like planet, you know, and pretty much ripe for the pickings for the Empire to pretty much do their thing and invade, right?
Really, it honestly is like that. They're just slowly prepping the planet for that.
Yeah, so they're pretty much in like working towards a false flag kind of situation there, to where it gives them the rights to pretty much just lay down their fucking fist and just take over the place, you know. Which Cyril and Dedra have been a main force in that, which is actually funny to see him actually work it out, because he's so fucking just a little rat fuck. But he's actually like doing his job really well at being a rat fuck, which is
I gotta commend him for this. He's doing pretty.
And it's like he's a rat fuck, but like he's a good little rat fuck, you know. Yeah, you're
really
pretty
stepped
good
into
at this,
the role.
Good rat fuck. Yeah. So fucking Luthen was kind of pissed off at Cassian. He's like, because Cass is like, he's grizzled and he's trained now. And he's like, nah, dude, like we can't be fucking with these guys. Like they're amateurs. Like we're gonna get caught up and it's gonna suck for us and shit. And Luthen's like, no, we need help.
I know, he gets into the whole politics of it. He's like, it's not about that. It's about like getting Gorman into it. And he's looking at it from like a larger perspective of, you know, if people that are rich and affluent and as posh as Gorman are rebelling against the Empire, like it starts turning heads.
Yeah,
people will start scratching. Yeah,
that's a very good point, where like it could lead to something much more, you know. So yeah. that's a very good point there.
But he's so willing to let it blow up in their face, where surprisingly, of all people, Andor's the one that's like, nah, I don't want to roll those dice.
Nah, which I don't blame him, because he's got, you know, he has Bix now at home, to where he's like, let's not risk it, you know. And
for real,
he's not checked out, but he's not like, Luthen senses it as well. Like he's not fully in the game, you know, because he still has his eye out on Bix and stuff like that, you know. It's like that the thing with the movie Heat, and it's like if you can't walk out the door, you know, like if you got too many attachments, it's just not going to work out for you. And with Andor, unfortunately, having a life, you know, like, and having attachments, it's just not working the way Luthen wants it to work, you know. I bet there's middle ground there, but Luthen is so fucking far gone. Like the speech he makes at the end of season 1, where he's like, I'm damned, like if I do or if I don't, you know, like I've created this life myself. But,
yeah, and he's like, I'm willing to resort to the tactics that our enemies use if it means I further our agenda. And like, it's crazy that he's losing himself in it.
Yeah, which is really interesting, because I can relate to Luthen in some ways, of just like kind of going too hard in a vocation or in a work or a job, you know, where you just lose parts of yourself, kind of thing like that on a personal level. But besides that, I mean, it was a fucking the insane ending, like, of Bix and Andor walking out like that and getting revenge on that doctor. It's fucking crispy. It's fucking insane.
Yeah, Dr. Gorst, right?
I could not tell you his name, unfortunately.
I think it's the doctor that messed with her in season 1, correct?
Yep, exactly. Yeah, where he did that fucking fried her brain, pretty much, you know.
Yeah, no, that was so satisfying, and the way Bix just rolls up and starts icing dudes, I was like, damn.
Yep, and she slowly turns up that knob and shit like that, and he's just kind of watching. He's like, oh fuck. So good. We got a nice reunion of Vel and Cinta from the first season, which is really cool. They actually had a really weird relationship as well, because one was totally into it and was like, yep, like the cause is first, and the other one's like, I'm following the cause because you follow the cause because I love you, you know. It was a very weird relationship. It's not like any of them were in denial. Like they knew exactly what it was, and they were just okay with it. And it kind of made me a little uncomfy, you know, because it wasn't reciprocated the way I would want it to be, you know.
Yeah.
But it was interesting though. But that fucking what happened there, we'll get to it, I'm sure. But like that was crazy.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was fucking
Yeah.
crazy. What'd you think about the dude fucking crying his ass off?
Wait, the dude crying his ass off? Oh, you're talking about out on the street?
Yeah.
I honestly, I couldn't wrap my head around that. I was like, I get it, but I'm like, dude, like, didn't you know what you were getting into, or did like the reality and like the weight of everything finally hit you? Like, here you are, you're pulling out your blaster, threatening this dude that's like running up, and it's like, okay, well, like, if you pull out the blaster, dude, either you use it or you don't.
Even that
You're not there to bluff.
At the meeting, they straight up said like, no one shoots, no one has a gun, and he's like, yep, got it. And then little fuck, of course he had a fucking gun. You know, of course he had a fucking gun.
The irony of it, yeah. No, honestly, that whole situation, especially, I'm my only gripe about the episode is the cliche of, oh no, gun accidentally went off and struck someone. That was my only gripe about the episode. Otherwise, the rest of it, I was like, this is banging. But yeah, little dude crying about that was a whole ordeal.
No crying in Star Wars, guys. Him crying over her, like, just feeling like, I don't know, I feel like she felt like was leaning more into the feeling vindicated, you know, rather than having the loss, you know. It was kind of weird there. Yeah, but that really sucked, because pretty much Senta was killed in action by a fucking friendly,
Yeah.
by one of the dumb shit rebels, and that's kind of what Cassian was saying. They're like, hey, they're too new at this, they're too fresh, something bad is gonna happen, and what do you know? Something bad fucking happened, and also Cassian was kind of vindicated there, but like, but also he's like, hey, don't trust them, don't trust the information you're gonna get. And
Yeah, he's like, dude, like they feed fake information all the time to catch people like you. How can you be positive that this is an actual like legit lead? And they just shoot him down because that whole thing of like, oh, like this is like you're not much of an idealist, are you? Blah blah blah. Not much of a revolutionary. It's like, no. Dude's thinking. He's being cautious, and in a universe like this, that's important. And it's sad to see that Cinta, who's one of the more experienced people there, technically is the casualty.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Because forget me if I'm wrong, we talked about it for a minute. Like that she was the one that was like gung ho about it, right?
Yeah,
And-
she was the idealistic one, the
Okay.
philosophic one. Yeah.
That's what I thought, because I really couldn't remember, because it's been a long time since I remembered what happened.
I know season 1 feels like ages ago.
Yeah, what, 2019-ish? We reviewed
Shit,
that
that's
with Ken, I think.
Was it really 19?
I think
God.
around there, or 2021 maybe.
Andor season. I want to say 2021, 2022.
Oh, really? Okay, that's much sooner than I thought. Okay, we're just old
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
That's
Had
fine.
me worried. I was like, wait, no way.
2019. What was that? Rise of Skywalker?
yeah. That was the last of
2018
that.
was Last Jedi, wasn't it?
It went 15, 17, 19. 17 was Last Jedi.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
anyways, with that, we had some stuff going on with Luthen and his what's the fuck?
Clea.
Clea. Her name's Clea.
Yeah, that was one of
And
my
Krennic!
favorite things.
Yeah, that was my second favorite thing that was going
Oh.
on there the entire time was fucking Krennic, dude. It's just the arguing between him and Mon Mothma, so fucking intense as well. And the little shit from the bureau, from the offices, who was like working with Clea, and she's like, stand in my fucking way, you know?
Yeah.
Everyone there is so
We're just
funny.
two romantic people. You're gonna stand and block this. You hear me?
Yeah, it's so fucking good, dude. I love just the dynamic of seeing like the Empire, like imperial soldiers and employees just kind of let their hair down a little bit, you know, and they're
Yeah.
just kind of like, oh, it's just a party, you know, we're just here having a party and stuff like that. It's really interesting to see those aspects on part of like the Star Wars universe. You know, it's just
You know
kinda-
what I get a lot of like reminders of watching an episode like this? I get callbacks to Inglorious Bastards. with
Yes,
the
dude.
Nazis.
Yes, absolutely.
And like Director Krennic is 100% Colonel, Hans Landa. He's 100% this like cunning dude who's like shifty but very, very like tricks up his sleeve.
Charismatic.
Yeah. Yeah, like you kind of root for him because he's so good at what he does, even though he's scum.
He does not see
And
himself
then,
as the bad guy. He sees himself as a
hell no.
patriot.
I mean, he argues vehemently with Mon Mothma, and
Mm-hmm.
he's just like, oh, like what would you call that? My rebel is your terrorist, and I'm like, oh my god, like he's just ripping her apart in front of everyone. I'm like, this is awkward for a party with like a bunch of art and shit, but he's not backing down. And then you're right, yeah, seeing all the like, Imperial officers, especially the derpy dude that Clea kind of like yells at, that whole interaction is so entertaining.
Yeah, it's fantastic. She's really shined so much in this season. I fucking
She
love
came out
seeing her
this
on
season,
screen.
yeah.
Her and Luthen, like their chemistry is on fucking point as well. It's
Yeah.
so good. Anyone she really interacts with, she's yeah, like you said, like just definition of cunning, and just very savvy with like any kind of situation. So they had to pretty much fuck with with an old relic to try to get a bug out that they put in there ages ago and stuff, during a big old like kind of a cocktail party, I guess almost you could call it.
Yeah, you could call it that. I think it was like, it was either a cocktail party or like some sort of gala celebrating something. Because I remember what's his name was complaining. Mon Mothma's husband was complaining about, oh, it's another senator's inauguration or another ceremony for them taking office. He's like, how many of these damn things do we need to go to? And I'm like, damn, that's a mood. That's such a mood. This guy's irritated and tired of like celebrating shit that probably happens every other day.
Like a show dog.
So he's like, it gets old. Yeah. You're just showing, it's literally like a show dog. You're right.
It's very interesting to see. Just they're so good at showing just the different dynamics of the different classes in Star Wars, of seeing like, hey, what's happening in Coruscant, what's happening with the Empire offices in Coruscant, what's happening in Gorman, what's happening in the slums of Coruscant with Cassian and Bix, even with Luthen from when he's interacting with these like fancy people at these parties and stuff like that, and then he just goes back to a shop in the back room and he's on the radio and stuff like that, and he's doing the nitty gritty work for the rebellion and building it up and shit. The constant comparisons between it all, it's fascinating.
Absolutely. No, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, it's just nice seeing the comparisons and the contrast between all of that. I really fucking like this show a lot.
I love how like the tempo of it shifts back and forth as you jump from scene to scene.
Mm-hmm.
The pacing is so damn good.
Yeah, to where it's like it's intense in its own way. It's not intense where like they're robbing an Empire truck to where like she's trying to shift this piece of artifact without like people discovering what's happening, like it's a life or death situation for them, but like it's still just so intense in its own kind of way though.
Yeah,
it's so fucking good, dude. Yeah, so we get the Gorman Rebellion, they get their rob on, and they just get to thieving, and they get to steal some weapons and stuff like that. But they already knew, like the Empire already knew all about it. They all trained for it. They all knew what was gonna happen and stuff, and they were preparing for it. So all they needed to do was just bait them into taking it and just waiting for them to use the weapons, right?
Yeah, it's so funny watching them like steal from the cart, because it's like at first it seems so smooth how quick they get it all done, and then it just goes by so slowly afterwards, and I'm like,
yeah,
is
like
this a good heist?
A grueling halt, yeah, for sure.
You just kind of like slowly watch as it like unravels before their eyes.
They had a good plan though, I thought, like
absolutely.
I thought so. Like it was a good plan, and they started to execute it well with like escaping through like sewer tunnels and stuff like that. I thought it was pretty dope. But
when they're like sliding the weapons and stuff down,
exactly.
No, they had it all mapped out, which is why I was like, oh, this isn't going off without a hitch. But then it literally comes down to, oh shoot, like how are we doing on crowd control with like people passing by? It's like, man, you're telling me that one person was like, let me help you with the groceries and get the fuck out of here, but you couldn't figure out how to divert this guy and just be, hey, like, go around this way, like you don't want to get involved. No, and you had to pull out the blaster and shit. Like, really?
Which was really interesting, is because that dude was like, he's a reoccurring character. We've seen him before. He was at the meetings, and he was the one like gung ho being like, we need to do something about it. And they're like, no, dude, you need to chill out a little bit. We don't know. And he's like, we must fight. I think he had an idea what was going on.
100%.
I think that he was like, what's going on here? Like, what do we got going on here?
Being cheeky about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, like,
I think that he was being a little bit too nosy, and it blew up in their faces and shit like that. And I feel like he was a little bit too pushy with it, because he wasn't, because he knew something was fucking going on, because he's not an idiot. I really like that character though. He's really cool.
I do too. No, he was, even though he's like just a side, like nameless character, pretty much. He feels that way. I don't think we ever learned his name. If we did, it would have been at the little town hall thing. But
Yeah.
honestly, that little character right there makes a big impact on the story and just like developing of the world, especially with the whole like, hey, we're like rising against like tyranny. Like, how are you gonna respond to that?
Yeah, exactly. You gonna just wait and see how it goes, or are you gonna be the one of the first to take up arms, kind of thing like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
What else are we possibly missing here on our episode? I don't want to miss anything because this was a really big one. I'd say it's definitely my favorite one that I've watched so far. On our episode here. I mean, we had a little bit of interaction with Cass and Bix and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
and they were arguing quite a little bit, but we didn't see a whole lot of them until the very end of the episode. It was probably an episode where we did not see much of Andor, kind of like the beginning when he was like stranded on that ship in the jungle. But when we did see them, they killed the old boy scientist from the first season, and then they just fucking blew up like that little that part in Coruscant, like one of the buildings and shit. They just walked off like bad motherfuckers, dude.
No, I got like really, really big like secret agent vibes from that whole scene. I was like, man, like you guys did that way too smooth. Like, and it's just so funny because that was a whole discussion the episode, prior actually, or mostly this episode, where he's talking with Luthen. He's like, she's not ready for the field. And he's like, well, she's gonna need to get out there sooner or later. Like, I'm trying to give her that push. Like, she can't stay cooped up all the time. And here she is just kind of locking in, and I mean, she did it smooth, man.
Yeah, like very espionage vibes, very different from the shit show that you saw with Gorman.
Yeah. Way different.
I give this a 9.5.
Oh, easy. I'm gonna back that up. 9.5.
Yep.
I cannot. I wanted to give it a 9, but I'm like, I can't put this at the last episode because this took that and dialed it to 11. It improved upon what was already a great episode.
I'm gonna hit you with a spoiler. I think there is a 10 in the future coming. 100%.
I believe that. I believe that because I mean, just the same issue we had with the first season. They're not losing steam. Everything's just so fluid and well written, and that's refreshing.
Yeah, I think the show is, every time we talk about Andor, it's just like, man, it's good, It's surprisingly fucking good, because usually for years we come to these reviews and it's like, there's a little bit of good, but it's mostly bad, kind of thing like that. Yeah. We have to try to think of...
we would just rip apart a show. Yeah,
absolutely. Especially if it's Star Wars related, for fuck's sake.
Oh, 100%.
Especially recently 100%. With like Book of Boba and even The Mandalorian Season 3 and The Acolyte and parts of Skeleton Crew, which I forget that show even existed.
Skeleton Crew, even as enjoyable as that show was, you're right, that one still had its own blunders that were like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, but I was I'm pretty happy with this episode. If you guys enjoyed the review, make sure to leave some support for the slugs down below, and we'll see you guys later for episode 7 of some more Andor. But until then, bye guys.
Bye.